So if you're a hiker who gets out into the mountains, sometimes alone like I am now, you've probably thought to yourself, if I was to fall and roll an ankle here, it's game over. So in this video I want to share with you a couple of simple tools that you can implement both on the trail and at home to improve your ankle mobility and to reduce the chances of you getting injured when you're out there trying to enjoy yourself. I don't have reception, I don't have any way to get out of here with a broken leg. So coming down this steep section here, and I have rolled my ankle just a tiny bit a couple of times, and that's enough to really scare the crap out of me, so I'm being very careful on the way down here. But if you're ever in this situation, I want to share with you this downhill technique that really helps both build the strength and endurance in the quads, so you eventually get better at this, but also I want to show you a mobility technique that I use on my ankles so that when my ankles roll, they kind of just deal with that overextension or overflexion, and I don't have any sharp pain. I don't have any swelling or any soreness afterwards because I've worked on my ankle mobility. So ankle mobility is the first thing we're going to talk about in this video. Now there could be any number of reasons why you roll your ankles, but I think working on mobility is going to be the most effective for most people because mobility is a combination of both flexibility and strength. Mobility is demonstrating that you have control and strength in a greater range of motion, and that's what we want to be able to do with our ankles. And the way most ankles tend to roll is laterally, so to the side like this, and that's what we call supination. And generally if you're going to injure your ankle in the outdoors, it's because you're moving into a range of motion where your body's just not prepared for. So what we're going to do is simply prepare for that by actually doing that movement. So stand barefoot on a comfortable surface like a yoga mat, and then we just roll the ankle slowly to the side, moving into a greater range of motion. At first you'll feel stiff and restricted and you won't be able to gain much movement, but over time you'll build that range of motion up and you'll be more comfortable to move into that range quickly. Prescription for this movement is 15 to 20 reps with a 30-second hold after your final rep, where we're moving into the greater range of motion, putting a little bit of our body weight and a bit of pressure into that area, and then holding. There are so many different ways that your ankle can move, and I have a whole video full of mobility drills like this if you want to check it out, but I selected this one because I believe it gives the best bang for buck. So implement this drill first, and if you want to take it further, check out the link in the description to my full ankle mobility video. Okay, the second thing that I want to cover is this downhill technique, which looks a bit stupid, but I guarantee you it is much safer. We are putting all of the stress onto the muscles, so you're getting stronger while you're doing this, and you're protecting the knee joint. This keeps you under control. It takes away a lot of that force that goes through your joints as you come down. And yeah, I'll admit I'm probably not going to win any prizes for looking cool on the mountain, but using this technique is preferable to coming down lazily with a straight knee and letting the knee absorb all that impact. Knees are stabilizing joints, they're not shock absorbers, and if you think about it, coming down with a straight knee is just like jumping off a step with a straight knee, only 1,000 times over. That really is a lot of impact for the joints to put up with, and over time you'll probably find that unless you're doing strength training, your knees will start to deteriorate and you won't be able to do this kind of hiking anymore. So we definitely don't want that to happen. So number one, you should do some strength training, but number two, check out this downhill technique. So I've got this steep section here. I'm going to be coming down and I'm going to be keeping my knees bent the whole time. Now while I'm coming down, I'm staying low. I'm loading up my quads with all my body weight, and they are my shock absorbers, not my knees. And I'm heel striking first, so you'll notice that my heel hits the ground first before the rest of my midfoot and forefoot. This allows me to get my feet way out in front of me, and it kind of acts like a counterweight with my backpack behind me. I just let gravity do the work. I keep my eyes out for good foot placements and let my feet find them. This technique also gives you a lower center of gravity, which gives you more control over quick movements, and you're able to better stabilize yourself, meaning if you like, you can go quite fast. The irony of this video is that I came very, very close to falling over just then, demonstrating that. Just about every hiker and mountaineer I know has, you know, ankle problems or knee problems every now and then. And I certainly do myself. I'm not perfect. And if you don't have the chance to get out in the mountains that often, you might find if you come back to the mountains after 6 months or so, you might not quite be what you thought you were in terms of skills and proprioception and being able to handle your body on the downhill, especially when you're tired. I want to share with you a couple of videos that can really help you if you've got knee and ankle issues. There'll be one of each here that I'll link up that you can go and check out. I highly recommend you go and get into this stuff, guys, if you're serious about being out in the mountains. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see you in one of these 2 videos.